G'day, mate, and welcome back to Captain History with me, Jenny. In our last episode, we started playing around with food processing of all the different food types, because if we're going to move in the crater, we're going to do it good and proper. I want to make sure that we stuff our people with every different food type we possibly can. It's all about those unity bonuses. It's all about that completionist in me that wants to make sure that we're going to get every single bonus we possibly can. So we started processing food. We got about halfway through the long list of all the different food types. We've still got the other half that we need to work out. We're still at the planning stage. We've still got a few things we need to work out and a few belts we need to hook together, but that gives the time for the digging crews and the dumping crews to, well, go about the digging and the dumping. Because as you may see on the left-hand side, there's been a fair bit of digging and dumping being done. Sure, there's a whole lot more to do, but with our 3 express belts bringing out material as fast as possible, also a whole fleet of trucks bringing out material as well, we're getting there slowly, bit by bit. But before we get into today's episode, where we play with more food processing, I need to ask a very important question, and that is, can I borrow a like? Can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like before the fog rolls in, so we can get to food processing. As always, at the start of every episode, I like to thank those that go above and beyond, those that choose to support the channel, those that choose to keep the dream alive. And today, I need to thank the wonderful Amox. Amox? Yes, Amox, who has chosen to not support the channel, support me, has chosen to support the kittens. Supporting the kittens, given the options that were given to him, he decided to become a YouTube member, and he said, no, definitely the kittens deserve it, and Jenny doesn't, which is sort of okay. Because in today's episode, although he's been upgraded to a big truckie, we're not going to be giving him any of the Snackaroos that we've been making today. We're going to be giving them to the kittens. So let me introduce you to Charlie here, who has decided that he's had a very, very hard day, lounging around all day being a cat. And he is going to be very, very, very thankful to Amox for the wonderful Snackaroos that he's going to be eating later. Do you have to drive through the forest? Amox? Fine. Okay. Today, we have a couple of things we need to do. As you can see, the filling and dumping is going reasonably well. I have actually cut off the teams from dumping to the left because I need to get dumping to the right done, because I need this part done first. We're also dumping at the back slowly, bit by bit. Yes, we're also dumping at the back of the island bit by bit, and we're getting there slowly, very slowly. Also, the digging teams are doing, well, all the digging they possibly can. But before we get to, digging, dumping, and food processing, there's a couple of things I want to do. First off, the price of ships has come down. Thank you. So I'm going to buy another ship. That cargo depot with that cargo ship. Cool. Pause. You don't need a crew. All right. Welcome into the dock, Mr. Ghost Ship. You can park yourself very nicely right there, and we'll get another ship shortly. What we're going to do with all these ships, I don't know, but we'll work that out later. Next thing I need to do is Fort Knox. Fort Knox is full of gold, which is problematic. So we're going to, obviously, copy, make sure that Fort Knox gets an upgrade. There, come on, belt. Thank you. Gets a bit of a belt upgrade, and this time around, we're going to make sure we have an alert that this says whether we're full. Yes, if we're full, well, obviously I need to build another storage so we can keep processing gold, because gold is very important to Jenny. Very, very important. Mainly important on the fact because when we process 144 golds, we get out, there. We get 72 slag. We get an awful lot of slag for an awful lot of gold. Yep, most of it becomes slag. So that fills in the island faster. That's very, very important. Hence, I want as much gold as possible. Yes, so we're going to get more gold processing. At the same time, my depleted uranium bucket is full. So we're going to have some extra buckets. Yeah, I figure that's probably the right amount of buckets. Yeah. And can I get a belt, please? You probably don't need to be that fast. Just a little bit slower. Yeah, and we'll feed that bucket into that bucket. Cool. So that'll get a little bit more depleted uranium storage, because this one be full again. And I'd like more uranium. Where is our uranium? Where is our uranium? Huh? Oh. Okay. Well, in that case, 2120. Calculator. 21. Hang on. How much do you hold? You max out at 2120. Okay. So 2120 divided by 8 modules is 265. And you carry 8 times 360. We're not even getting a full load on the ship. Upgrade. You. Load. Please take 1 piece of pressed waste with you. Drop it off. Cool. All right, we're going to upgrade the uranium mine. Cool. Because I want more uranium. Speaking of actually mine upgrades, can I also upgrade that one? And can I also upgrade that one? We're going to want sulfur in the future. Not right now, but in the future. Okay. Also, we might have a small problem with a U-shaped conveyor belt that may or may not break in the not too distant future. My solution for that is, well, it's about halfway between these 2 buckets. So we're sort of at the point where this bucket is closer to get material than this bucket to fill in. So we're going to do this. Now, in theory, even though this part of the belt is being held up by air, in theory, they should be able to come over here and fill this in. And because it's just a little bit of filling, there should be a fairly low chance that they break the belt. Fairly low. Not a guaranteed low, just a fairly low chance that they'll break the belt. We'll see what happens. Actually, can I also... If I click that, you just start bringing up different material. Yeah. We'll have to wait till it's loaded in the ship, and then I'm pretty sure I can overload the ship. Okay, so... Come on, I want to see this. I'm either going to be right, and we're not going to break the belt, or I'm going to be wrong, and we're going to have a pile of rubble, which I may dig up, I may just ignore, because, well, this is all filled to level 1, and we need to fill to level 2. So technically, there's a top coat that's still going to go on, and therefore, if it all breaks, it's not the end of the world. Can you go one more tile? And you're out. Cool. There's a little guy. You just literally got run over. Charles, I apologize. You got run over entirely. I'm pretty sure that it's perfectly fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut that off. And uni. And how full's that? Half full. Yeah, it's fine. As soon as these belts are done, we're going to demolish these belts. And then we're going to demolish the bucket. Yeah, because then they can just empty from this one instead. And you're a priority 12. Can I paste those settings there? Cool. We're gonna demolish those and then demolish that. Yep, somebody will pack up the bucket. Maybe they'll even take the construction parts over to Mr. Shippy. They are actually loading the material straight on, even though Mr. Shippy is so full of junk. Yeah, okay. All right, so last episode we did some food processing, okay? To refresh everybody, we've got tofu. Tofu has been made. It's the most important food. It is downloading the cargo for the uranium mine. I'm going to actually do that uranium mine first. Yeah, because I think I want them both running. You did leave because it's 100%. Okay, cool. All right, so we've got the tofu, the most important food type because it's mainly made up of sulfur and limestone. Yep, and that gives us tofu. The next one we got running was canola. Now, canola and soybeans both can be turned into cooking oil. Soybeans can also be turned to tofu. So we got cooking oil up and running. We also turned sugar cane into sugar, and then we took our sugar and we turned that into antibiotics. Antibiotics are going to be required for our medical supplies too. We haven't got as far as medical supplies 3 yet. And also, you're coming home. Excellent. Can I go back to here? And can I do... No, we'll leave that. Uranium mine was fully repaired. We want to turn you on. That'll give us twice the amount of uranium per minute. I don't technically need you upgraded now. Yeah, I don't really need you upgraded now. We might do it anyway. Can I cancel that and we'll do that one instead? Okay, cool. You came back with construction parts. Yeah, you did. All right. So, wait. Yes, sugar into antibiotics. Also into ethanol. Also corn into corn mash. Okay, so that's a double process right there. Also, we made sure that because we're going to be feeding in all the food in on a sushi belt, I need to make sure that nothing backs up. So I can't have any soybeans backed up on the belt. I can't have any canola. I can't have any sugar, so on and so forth. So I need to make sure everything's processed all the way through. So to make sure that we don't back up with canola, because there's no way to process canola into anything except cooking oil, I have made sure that we can process our cooking oil if we end up with too much of it into ethanol. The same applies to our sugar cane. Our sugar cane can only get turned to sugar. Sugar I can turn to cake. I can also turn to antibiotics, but I can't just make antibiotics for the fun of antibiotics and then destroy the antibiotics. You would think I probably could, but turns out you can't. But I can turn it into ethanol. And if I turn my ethanol into, and my cooking oil into diesel, then I'm set. But if I end up with too much ethanol, I do have the option of just burning ethanol to create, well, carbon dioxide and steam. We're pretty sure I can find a use for steam, even if it is just venting it. And the carbon dioxide, well, I can always capture the carbon dioxide and turn to graphite. And graphite we can feed to the arc furnaces. Yeah. Can I also have you load that? Because what's on there is now stuck on there and can't come off. Okay. So we got that far, but I still have a couple of food categories still to go. The next one we need to do is bread, which lucky enough I have a build here. This one we're literally going to copy and paste. It's going to need some modifications. It needs to be tileable. So that'll be the first thing we'll have to do by removing that and copying and pasting that and going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're gonna have wheat will come in this side, but I need to make sure wheat comes in as close to the machines as possible because we're definitely going to be short on space. Space is at an absolute premium because, well, we're, I would say, not quite halfway through the food groups, and we're definitely through half of the buildable area that I've sort of allocated myself. So that's something I need to keep in mind. Also need to keep in mind, can we fill that in now? Cool. All right. So that's number one. Number two is you guys are going to make flour. Now, flour, I'm going to have to come back out because flour needs to go in a couple of things. I need to put flour into bread, obviously, which is, right here. We also need to put flour into cake, and I also need to take into sausage. So obviously I'm building flour right here, and I need these belts to come on, belts up and to the right. Cool. And belts and belts and belts. Okay, belt for the I can still tell. Belt for the animal feed. Animal feed that is a byproduct is going to come out of the build, and then all of that needs to slide back a tile. Can I cut and copy that as one lot? I think I can. I think I can literally do that. Not quite, but close. Cool. All right. I obviously also need to get water into the build. Unfortunately, all the water pipes are facing the wrong direction, but we can fix that fairly easily. And then we're going to get bread out of our bakery going to the right. So that becomes our little bakery unit. And we have access to flour to come out of this build and feed other processes. Yes, so we're going to have flour coming out. Also, of course, the animal feed, which is already on height number 2, because that's where we've decided we're going to put these things. Okay, can I go to Shippy? Shippy, can I get you to go to that one? Yeah, and then you're going to come home, and then you're going to have to go to that one. Okay, that's step number 1. Step number 2, loose storage may collapse. Well, preferably don't collapse the loose storage, because that sounds like it would be very annoying. Can I get you to fill in that area? Wow, they're feeling like we're just gonna barrel ahead. Can I cut that off actually? Because that's probably getting a little bit too close to those pumps and dumps. Okay, ship delivered to uranium mine. Can I have you go there as well? All right, and uranium mine. Come on, upgrade. We've got uni. I'm gonna spend it. Do I have workers? Yeah, we got 4 workers available to be fine. Okay, a Mox has no fuel. Well, we'll sort it out. Okay, so where's this? Wow. Where are you damaged? Is it that belt? so long, I've got no idea where you're damaged. Somewhere between there and there. The middle belt is damaged. Oh, it's going to be damaged at this end. Yeah, this corner. Well, there you go. Can I very gingerly fill in that area? Sulfur mine was fully repaired. Okay, can I sulfur mine upgrade, please? Please don't break it. Please don't break it. Okay, don't care about that anymore and don't care about that anymore. All right, can I go to you and say upgrade? Cool. All right, you guys keep filling. Great, we'll go back to our jobs. All right, so we have bread. Bread is done. All right, after bread, we have eggs. Eggs is chickens. Chickens are easy because I have a blueprint, which I've already shared. If you're interested in blueprint, it's on my Discord server. Link is on your screen right about now. We have tileable chicken sheds. Yeah, nice, simple. All the food outputs on this end, this end. This end. Okay, we should probably turn that around. You know, just in case future Jedi picks it up and just goes, oh yeah, past Jedi set it up the right way. Cool. All the food comes out this end. And if we go look at the existing build, we can see that meat comes out the bottom, eggs comes out at the top. And all I need to do is sort of put some sort of end on it so it's all neat and piles up together. Yeah. So that'll give us our meat and our eggs. Now, on top of that, it's obviously going to need water in, which is, well, not at height 2. Height 2? Yeah, it's at height 4, but that's okay. It's a little bit special in this build. Also, the animal feed is not height 2. It's at height 3 because, well, it's not at this height, it's at this height. That's probably more accurate. Yeah, because, well, it needs to be at that height so it can go over the other belt. It's fine. It's fine. It's built. It's a blueprint. I can use it. We can adjust the belts as we see fit to make sure they plug in correctly. Okay, so that does that one, which then brings me on to you going further out of my way. Haven't got to you yet. Which then brings us to meat. Now, we have meat here. We have meat here, plus we have meat, and I have the other meat. There are 3 types of meat. We have meaty meat. Then we have meaty bits, because we don't, from just feeding, just taking chicken carcasses and turning them into meat, we don't get enough meat trimmings to make enough sausages to max out our sausages. So what I actually have to do is I have to take extra chickens and turn them meat trimmings to make sure I get enough meat trimmings to do our sausages. So I need to have a 2-for-1 build. So we'll start with meat first. Okay, meat's going to need water, salt, and chicken carcasses. So we're going to assume that we're going to run chicken carcasses through here. We're going to assume we're going to run salt through there. And we're going to assume that one of them is on a flat belt. Which did we decide was chicken carcasses? Chicken carcasses are on the bottom. Cool. Can I remove that? And we're going to go with a flat belt. Cool. We'll plug you in there. And I think that's too far away, but that's fine. And we'll plug our salt there. It is definitely too far away. Cool. And we'll just move you closer. All right, you also need water. Water we've already decided is at height number 2. Yep. Cool, plug that in there, and we'll run that into there. All right, then you're going to output 2 different things. You're going to output meat and also meat trimmings. Now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring the meat trimmings out at ground level. And I'm going to take the meat up to height number 3. And then, so this is blueprintable. That needs to plug in there, and that needs to plug in there. And then if I've done this correctly, I can remove that, and I can remove that. And then I can copy that and paste it there and paste it there, and that tiles. And then I can move you there. Okay, so that's going to be our meat. But that doesn't give me meat trimmings. Doesn't give me nearly enough meat trimmings to feed the meat trimming machine. So I also need to get meat trimmings. Now, meat trimmings... Okay, meat trimmings are on the bottom here. And meat's at the bottom here. So what I want to do is I have a good idea. That's probably a bad idea, but maybe it's a good idea. Can I just do 3 of you? Because I think it's going to be easier this way this time around. We're going to bring in belts this way. This way. Cool. We're then going to bring in belt this way. Oh, wrong belt. Wrong belt. Sorry, wrong belt. I need a flat belt. We're going to bring a flat belt this way for our meat. Yeah. Got a very important to put your meat on a belt. All right. Then we're going to bring a belt the opposite direction for our chickens. Yes. And then I'm going to put in a flat balancer right here. And the flat balancer is going to priority out that way. In theory, to feed this build. Okay. Then I have meat trimmings already on a belt. So we're going to assume that the meat trimmings will continue along there on that belt. Okay, on top of that, these have their own meat trimmings that we need to output. So I'm going to bring that through to here. And we'll plug into there. And, ooh. No, that should be fine. Okay, and I need to plug that in there so it's tileable. I need to plug that into there so it's tileable. And then that's the edge of that build. And that's the edge of that build. But I need to swipe 2 tiles off it. Let's go with 2, cut those ones. Okay, and then I'm going to put in a U-shaped balancer here. The idea behind this being we're going to prioritize in the meat from, well, the meat trimmings from this build. So this build doesn't back up, because if it backs up, then obviously I don't get meat out to feed the people. Yeah. And it's only the excess meat, so we're prioritized out to there as well. It's the excess meat that will come back and feed this build. I've still decided I want to do the same. I want to do that. So it's technically self-contained inside the build. I also then, if I'm going to run these 2 builds together, I want to run that over the top in that direction. And I want to run that over the top in that direction. Yes. Okay, so then you would connect into there. No, you're going the wrong way. Rotate. I don't know how you got flipped. Okay, that seems to be good. Iron Topper has no available designation. Oh, I haven't looked at you in ages. Well, good news. Our second ramp is finally built. Okay, can I get you edit area from there to there? Because you might as well clean up your mess you made down here. After you've cleaned up your mess down there, I think, as I sort of want you to keep digging, we'll have you take just 2 tiles out of this wall. Because I think that's the safest thing for you to do. Like, I could take this down. Yeah, I could just rip into this. And technically I could rip into this side as well. Technically. But I think going this way is probably safer, because there's a big gap between, you know, top iron and bottom iron still. So I don't think that's going to cause too much of an issue. All right. So this should be meat and meat trimmings. Cool. Now, I did say, well, I haven't said it yet, but I sort of indicated it. We're a little bit limited on space. So, because we're a little bit limited on space, can I fit you in as well? Probably not. Because I already have 2 belts coming in here, and you'll need meat trimmings, which is at the front. And then you also need flour and salt. Yeah, I can't see myself fitting you in as well. All right, so we're going to put a new build for you. We're going to put down 3 of them so we can make sure it's tileable right from square one. You need to have salt and meat trimmings. So meat trimmings are going to be here. Scrooge, JD, no place to put dump products. What? Okay. 1, 2, and 3. All right, salt we're going to assume is going to be height number 2. And I need to sort of remember that, because where salt's going to go into a couple of things. Actually, salt already went to the last process, right? You. Salt, height 2. Yep, so we're going to keep salt at height 2. We're also going to move all of you back a tile because I didn't count the tiles. Cool. Yeah, so that just leaves, oh crap, that leaves flour. Never mind, I was 1 tile too short. Can I put that there and that there? Can we copy that and paste it there and there? Because I still need to get in flour, which is definitely at height 2, and we're going to have to get it up to height, well, it's at height 1, and I'm definitely going to have to get it up to height 2 now. So you go in there, you go in there, and you go in there. And that is our build done. And that'll give us sausages. Sausages we're going to bring out just hard to the right, because like I said, space is at a premium. So I sort of need to make sure that we do our absolute best to make all these builds as tight as possible. Okay, so that should be our sausages, which I can't honestly see me getting them like built in there like that. It's just not possible. Okay, we're gonna put you here. We'll try and work that out later. All right, Scrooge. What do you, oh, you must have dirt. Must be a dirt problem. Okay, fill your dirt from there to there. There you go. That's done. Can I you? Yes, you. Can I re-edit you from here to here? And then I made a temp dirty. Yep, we have a temp dirty tower now. Edit area there to there, and that can be done. Also, you're done, so I can find which dirty tower? That dirty tower. We can edit area. You're just going to do a little area right here, and we can fill in that as well. Cool. Yeah, it's a little bit of a fill in a couple of tiles at a time, just due to weird angles. All right, lower line has no place because that's dirt as well. Edging team has no place, dirt. Bottom coal, dirt. Inner, dirt. Okay, and multiple high supplies of rock. Well, there's plenty of places to put rock. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think we have more than 4 tiles worth of dirt. Yep. Okay. Well, there's always another solution. That other solution is edit here to here. Because, like I said, we're putting a top coat over this. So if it's a mix of rock and dirt, it really doesn't matter. But that should give you a lot of spots to put dirt now. An awful lot of spots to put dirt. Yeah. Yeah, there's also rock that needs to go in there, but they'll get to that eventually. All right. Where were we? Other side of the island. We're over here. Okay, so that gives us meat. Meat is now done. Next on our list is snacks. The all-important Snackaroos. Okay, snacks. Snacks. There are 2 recipes for snacks, okay? One is corn, and the other one is potatoes. Now, corn, we put in 24 corn, we get out 48 Snackaroos, and if we do the potato recipe, we get 36. Every other thing is the same. So I want to do both of them. Because the most important thing is I have Snackaroos. That is definitely the most important thing. Snackaroos are the most important thing. But I'd prefer to have the corn recipe. So we're going to make sure that that's the priority in the machine. Now, I can feed both corn and potato into the machine at the same time. I'm not going to. I'm going to intentionally feed them in on 2 different belts. That way the machines can actually decide. Also, you must be loaded, right? Sulfur mine. All cargo loaded. Yeah, all cargo is loaded. Can I get you to go deliver that cargo? We're spending construction parts. It's important we keep spending construction parts. All right. So we're going to put in, gosh. We're going to start very far away from this machine and put in our first belt. This is going to be, no idea, we'll come back to it. This one's going to be salt. Cool. This is going to be the other one that's not corn or potato. It's going to be corn or potato. Then we need to put in our cooking oil. That's fine. That's a pipe. And then I need to get in plastic. This is the only food item that needs plastic, funnily enough. So we're going to put in that one on top. Okay, so plastic. Then I guess we work our way down. So we'll call you potato or corn, one of the 2. We'll call you salt. And then we'll call you either potato or corn, one of the 2. We're going to move you a little bit closer, and then we're going to grab our pipe. We're going to have you at height number 3 to match our existing build and plug that in there. And then you're going to give us both Snackaroos and also biomass. So we're going to run our Snackaroo belt through there, and we're going to grab our biomass belt, and we're going to run you up and out, and also a feed in belt so we have something tileable. And then I should be able to cut this and go 1, 2, 3. Cool. that can go away, and that can go away, and that gives us our Snackaroos. Cool. So the only thing left to build is cake. Okay, cake is a similar story. We need to get in flour, plus need to get in sugar, plus need to get in oil, plus need to get in the eggs, and then fruit. So we're gonna assume fruits at the bottom. I'm gonna assume, I don't know, flour's the next height. Okay, then we can say sugar at height 3, maybe. And then that leaves flour or eggs. It really just comes down to where is the U-shaped belt in this build. That's what it really, that's the only thing that matters. Okay, so we're just going to plug in our belts. This is so far down the production line that things may change between now and then, because technically none of this has a plan or a location yet. So I don't know what order. I know what the order things are going to get built in is the order that we've built them in, but I don't know exactly where each belt's going to have to pass one another yet. We haven't really isolated that because there's a lot of belts and a lot of belt logistics that need to be worked out. Okay, we're going to run you into that way. We're going to run that way. We're then going to cut this. Okay. That's a failure. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Cool. And that can go away. That can go away. And that can go away. And then that leaves me that one, which is going to go right about here. Great, so that is our last of our processed food. Yes. Now, on top of that, I still have some raw food. We have, coming in as raw food, we have obviously potato in the potato bucket, also corn in the corn bucket. We also have vegetables and also fruit. They come in as raw food. So I still have a couple of raw foods that are going to come down here. On top of that, as I've mentioned before, I need a situation where things don't back up. Okay, I cannot have any of the belts back up. I also still need to make animal feed. Like, we do have some animal feed as byproducts, but I need to actually have a dedicated animal feed built. So we're going to look at animal feed. Animal feed. I can put in potatoes, or I can put in wheat, or I can put in corn, or I can put in soybeans. And that'll give me a crap ton of animal feed, a even more crap ton worth of animal feed, slightly less animal feed, and oh my god, that's a ridiculous amount of animal feed. But you have no idea how long it takes to grow soybeans. So they are my 4 options. They will make sure that if I have potatoes or wheat or corn or soybeans, they are processed. Can I put you here? Can I grab a farm? A farm. Pop a farm right about here. Okay, if I have potatoes, they are now consumed, okay? At the very worst, I like, things cannot back up. So if potatoes have nowhere to go, they can go into a mix-up. Once they turn to animal feed at worst comes to worst, I can burn it, okay? So that means it will never back up, or I could technically turn to compost. But we can just burn it, it's quicker. So potatoes are good. Corn is good. Wheat is good. Soybeans is good. Great, we've solved those ones. Can I put that farm there? Can I get a second farm? Nope. Can I get a farm here and a farm? That'll do me. Cancel. Can I get a new farm? Okay, other things that we need to deal with. Sugarcane. We've already spoken about sugarcane. Sugarcane turns to sugar. Sugar turns to ethanol. Ethanol can be burnt, so it won't back up. Vegetables. I have no way of processing extra vegetables, so we need to sort that out. Fruit. We can process fruit into cake, but I can't back up either. So I need to sort out that one. Also, canola. Canola we can turn into oil, cooking oil. Yep. And then, well, that's my only choice. I need to turn it to cooking oil and then potentially combine it with ethanol to make diesel. So that's my only choice for cooking oil. But I also have poppy. Now, poppy is only used... Poppy is only used when mixed with acid and glass to make morphine. So that's going to be for our medical supplies 3, which we need to build, which is going to happen not right here, but it needs to happen somewhere. So that has to be a thing. But on top of that, I need to make sure that they don't back up. When it comes to Poppy, I can put it into the aromatherapy digester. So in here, I can put in my Poppy. I can also put in potatoes, but they're already sorted. I can put in my vegetables, which are not sorted. I can put in my fruit, which is also not sorted. I can put in wheat, which is perfectly fine and sorted. And I could put in meat trimmings. Wheat is sorted, right? Yeah, wheat's sorted. I can put in meat trimmings. Now, you shouldn't ever end up in a situation where you have too many meat trimmings. Like, at the end of the day, they can just back up on the belt. It's not going to cause any harm. So we're not going to worry about that one. But we are going to worry about the other 3. Now, the catch is, if we look at our ports, we might notice that the fruit and the veggies are on a flat belt. The poppies on a not flat belt. Yeah. So I need to get a flat belt to come past here and into there. And then I need a U-shaped belt for just the poppy, because that is the only thing that will go into this machine on a U-shaped belt. Technically, we could put a sludge in here as well, because this is what we use to deal with sludge, but we're not going to do that. And then we would have compost come out. Now, compost I could turn into output. I could turn compost into organic fertilizer. I can also mix it with gravel to make dirt, or I could just dump it in the sea as is. They're all perfectly valid options. In my case, I'm probably just going to dump it in the sea as is, which is what we've been doing. All these dark green patches. All these dark green patches are compost, not dirt. So yes, we've been dumping compost for quite some time. So our plan is going to be cut that crap off, cut that crap off, put in a pipe. Cool. Now cut that crap off and cut that crap off and go away. And then we're going to have 3 of these, so I have a tileable version of these. Okay, so you can go away and you can go away. Cool. That'll give us how to deal with those ones, but I also need to deal with these ones still. Now, these output a stupendous amount of animal feed. So we're going to put 3 of these together. Then I'm going to get a U-shaped belt. I'm going to feed it into the first machine, second machine, and third machine. Then I'm going to get my output. I'm going to run it back to here, plus the second one, plus the third one. Cool. Then I'm going to cut this nice and neat so we have something tileable. And then I'm going to tile my tileable, like so, and then remove that. And then I'm going to, no, you got to stay there, and you've got to stay there, because I want to put a U-shaped balancer in here and in here. Because, well, we're going to have 2 of these. Yeah, just due to the sheer amount of material that could be coming in or out. Like, 2 of these, potentially, will fill a 450 belt. So I'm going to put 3 in a row, because I think 3 in a row is probably going to go close to or fill a belt. A radioactive waste storage has a high supply of spent fuel. Yeah, that seems annoying. How much do you have? You got plenty. Can I slide this down to about there? Cool. Guys, I just need you to move the waste, the radioactive waste, from this building to that building. Okay, I'm sure it won't cause an issue. In fact, who's their volunteer? Truck. No, try again. It's still truck. It is Eisenford. Eisenford? Eisenford. The good news is, after a hard day at work, Eisenford, after a hard day at work, you shall glow in the dark. Yes, carrying around 72 nuclear waste at a time. Solved! It doesn't say high supply of storage, high amount of waste anymore. Yeah. Can we do a... Yeah, Eisenford feels like he can do another load. Yeah. Really? Request more in. Oh, no. Somebody else want to get in on the action. Truck. Oh. Well. off. Oh wow, all the trucks are getting involved. Yeah, all the waste needs to go to this one. Truck. Isaac, you got off light. You got off light. Okay. Any deaths in the family? Nah, it's fine. Alright, so that should solve that problem for a little while at least. Cool. Alright, back to our story. So, we're gonna have on top of that, I need to store the animal feed. We're gonna have to store at least a little bit of an animal feed just for a little while, just in case, well, we have up and down seasons with the farms. So we're gonna plug you into there. We're gonna plug you into there. We're gonna go to our balance. We're gonna say priority output to priority out. We're also gonna have excess because there's probably gonna be a point there's an excess. Come out that way. And that shall be our animal feed. Cut and put that there. That is food sorted. The cache is, it starts here. And although I have, well, we'll go with 2 tiles. So I've got 2 tiles worth of gap here. And I've got 2 tiles worth of gap here. And I've got 1 tile there. What are we up to? 5 tiles, 6 tiles, 7 tiles, 8 tiles. That needs some space, but we'll just pretend it doesn't. 8 tiles. 8 tiles worth of space. I have wasted that much space. Now, on top of that, I do have that much space. So, technically, from the front of the build, we can come back 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Yep, I need more room. I need a lot more room. So, if this giant pile of everything wasn't here, and I could slide this way a little bit, also this way a little bit, then I'd probably have enough space for everything. But there may be some water in the way still. So we need to solve the water problem. Also, how do we have 4 lots of high storage? Seems excessive. You guys are just not doing a very good job of emptying. No, you're really doing a bad job of emptying. You're a priority 12. You're also a priority 12. Just a really bad job of emptying things. You're assigned to these towers. You're assigned to your ground. You're assigned to your ground. You're not assigned to your ground. What are you assigned to? That. Okay. Well, you can get assigned back to your toes. Okay. And you're assigned to this tower, which is that tower, and that tower, which is... Good question. Yeah, it was that one. Okay, can we not try and overlap things? Because it's really annoying when we do that. Alright, so this is being filled with both rock and dirt, and being filled in as quickly as possible. This is mostly done. Yeah, it needs to be... dirt. Other dirt. This needs to be re-aimed to here. And... rock towers, rock towers, rock towers. You need to be re-aimed to here to here, because always filling the edge of the maps is fiddly. Can I grab the temp tower and can I re-aim that to there, which now means I can fill in another 2 rows of this. Also, I can fill in 2 rows. No, 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 no. That's not filled in. You come back for that job. You? Other you. Okay, you can do this part. And then who owns that skinny long tile? This one? Yes. Can you do... edit, there to there. Can you just do that 1 tile, please? And... yeah, so they broke this one when they filled that one. Yeah, there's lots of coming back and backfilling. Alright. And at least this bucket is not very empty. Cool. And this bucket is in the very full department. Alright, you guys are doing wonderful. Okay, so with our farming planned out at least, we know what we have to build. Building is a different question, but we know what we have to build. We also know roughly how much space it's going to take. We also know that maybe if I move out medical and put it somewhere else, that's going to save me another 6 designations. So that is going to save me 4, 4, 2. That's somewhat getting manageable. Yeah, we're probably going to have to put medical somewhere else. Which doesn't need ethanol. No, it doesn't need ethanol. It just needs sugar. We can probably work with that. Factory must go larger. You have definitely gone and put yourself in a horrible position. Because you cannot drive over those squares. Because you are too fat. Yeah, I've just got to sort of hope the little trucks do these jobs. Because they fit in down here much better. Anyway, what I need to do is I need to leave the trucks to fill in a little bit more of the map. Yeah, we also need to upgrade you again. And clicky, clicky, clicky button. And you didn't take the pressed waste with you. Also, ships are far too expensive still, so we'll leave the ship for a little bit. But yes, I'm going to need to leave this episode here. We've made good progress. We at least know what food's going to look like, how it's going to roughly piece together. I just need to have the room for it, which means that, well, I sort of need to have this done. I also need to possibly have this gone away. And how much water do we need here? We need 18, so it's 36, 72, 120 water, which is an awful lot for me to run off a single groundwater pump over here. Not impossible, it's just an awful lot. But yes, we also have completed our second zigzag all the way down, which for whatever reason the truck much prefer rather than the original zigzag. What can I say? Always when somebody comes and repeats your work, they always have all the experience you gained from doing it the first time around, and therefore they can obviously do it better. Yeah, but I did it first. That's all that matters. But I need to leave this episode here. We'll come back in the next episode with hopefully enough room cleared that we can get onto this project. We also need to put in a lot of farms, hence a lot of greenland. Yep. Or if all else fails, well, I have other plans. All depends on how much digging and dumping we get done in the meantime. So, wish me and the trucks luck. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye.